America's housing market isn't just cooling, it's breaking apart. Across the country, landlords who once thrived during the boom are now drowning under mortgages, vacancies, and falling rents. And in this video, we're counting down the top 10 US cities where landlords are losing everything. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to Market Watch Nation and turn on the bell. We bring you weekly stories uncovering the real truth behind America's economy, from hidden housing collapses to millionaire meltdowns you won't hear about anywhere else. Now, let's dive in. Just a few years ago, Phoenix was the poster child of America's real estate gold rush. Investors bought up entire neighborhoods, Airbnbs multiplied overnight, and rent prices hit record highs. But by late 2025, that dream started to rot from the inside. Homes that once sold in days now sit on the market for months. Thousands of Airbnb landlords are facing foreclosure as short-term bookings dry up. And property taxes, once manageable, have skyrocketed, squeezing anyone who overleveraged. According to Zillow data, rents in Phoenix have fallen nearly 8% year over year, while vacancies have jumped by 15%. In short, landlords here are being crushed between higher costs and lower income, the perfect financial storm. And with insurance companies pulling out due to heat and flood risks, many landlords can't even afford to stay insured. So Phoenix, the once booming desert goldmine, starts our list at number 10. For years, Austin was the darling of tech migration, a city flooded by Silicon Valley escapees looking for sunshine, barbecue, and cheaper living. But in 2025, that growth flipped. Tech layoffs swept through, startups folded, and remote workers packed up and left. Suddenly, the apartments built for them sat empty. Tens of thousands of high-end rentals without renters. The irony, landlords built luxury for people who no longer exist. Data from Rent.com shows Austin's downtown vacancy rate has more than doubled since 2024. Rents have dropped up to 12% in some neighborhoods, and subleasing has become the new normal. One landlord told the Austin American-Statesman, "I'm losing $3,000 a month trying to hold on to a property that no one wants to rent anymore." Add rising interest rates, property tax hikes, and a flood of overbuilt apartment complexes, and Austin's once unstoppable market is now eating its own investors alive. That's why it lands at number 9 on our list. Florida's real estate scene was once unbeatable, a magnet for retirees, snowbirds, and investors chasing fast appreciation. But in 2025, landlords in Tampa are discovering that paradise comes with a price tag too high to survive. Rising insurance premiums are the silent killer. Home insurance in Florida has tripled in some areas due to back-to-back hurricane seasons, and many landlords simply can't afford to keep paying. Tampa's rental market is also softening fast. Vacancies are climbing, and rent growth has turned negative for the first time in years. According to Redfin, home sales in Tampa are down nearly 20% from last year, and luxury condos are seeing price cuts of up to $150,000. But what's truly shocking is the investor fallout. Private landlords who owned 3 to 5 homes during the boom are now walking away. Foreclosure filings in Hillsborough County have spiked over 40% in the last 6 months. Many are calling it the start of the Florida fade, a slow unraveling of the housing empire built on speculation and climate risk. Tampa, once one of America's hottest housing markets, now ranks number 8 among the cities where landlords are losing everything. If you're finding this countdown eye-opening, hit that like button. It really helps more people discover Market Watch Nation. And don't forget to subscribe, because soon we'll uncover cities where the collapse is far worse, including one that's already seeing property owners default by the thousands.
Now, let's keep climbing the list. These next cities aren't just cooling off, they're collapsing under their own weight. Number 7. Las Vegas, Nevada. The mirage is fading. Las Vegas, a city built on risk, is now facing a gamble it can't win. For decades, Sin City's housing market thrived on tourism, short-term rentals, and the dream of fast money. But by late 2025, the illusion started to crack. Median home prices that once soared past $460,000 are now sliding, and landlords are taking the hit first. Why? Two words: Airbnb saturation. Thousands of investors rushed to turn their homes into short-term rentals during the post-pandemic boom. But in 2025, with declining tourism and stricter city regulations, occupancy rates have plunged below 50% in some neighborhoods. That means mortgage payments are piling up while bookings disappear. Insurance costs have doubled after record-breaking heat waves, and new water restrictions are squeezing property values even further. Longtime investors are now offloading homes at deep discounts, some losing up to $120,000 per property. Las Vegas has always been a city of highs and lows, but for landlords in 2025, it's all lows. No jackpot. If you're finding this eye-opening, hit that like button and subscribe to Market Watch Nation. Our next city might shock you. It's one that investors once called recession-proof. Not anymore. Number 6. Denver, Colorado. The mile-high meltdown. Denver's housing market used to be the poster child of growth, but in 2025, the once booming mile-high city has come crashing down to earth. Landlords here are drowning in vacancy rates not seen since the Great Recession. Luxury apartment developers built faster than demand could keep up. Downtown towers that once filled with young professionals are now half empty, and rent prices have dropped nearly 18% in a year. Add in Colorado's new property tax laws and increasing maintenance costs from extreme weather, and the math stops working. Snow damage, flooding, and rising insurance premiums have turned even modest homes into financial traps. One Denver property manager summed it up perfectly. We didn't expect to lose tenants, we expected to lose money. And that's exactly what's happening. And for landlords who bought at peak pricing between 2021 and 2023, equity losses are steep. Some properties have depreciated by over 20% in under 2 years. The air is thinner in Denver, and so are the profit margins. Number 5. Miami, Florida. The sunshine squeeze. Miami. Sun, luxury, and endless demand. Right? Wrong. Beneath the glittering skyline and ocean breeze, landlords are facing a financial storm. In 2025, insurance premiums in South Florida reached record highs, some climbing over 70% year over year due to hurricane risk and flood zone reclassifications. Many landlords are walking away because their properties are now uninsurable. Condos in Miami Beach and Brickell that once sold for millions are sitting on the market, unsold, as monthly association fees and taxes skyrocket. Even rental demand is softening. Thousands of new high-rise units hit the market at the same time, flooding supply while affordability crashed. One landlord told a Miami news station, "My rent barely covers insurance. It's not an investment anymore, it's survival." And as more investors pull out, property values across Dade County are dipping fast. Miami might look like paradise on the outside, but for many landlords, it's a sinking ship. We're only halfway through this list, and the warning signs are getting louder. If cities like Denver, Vegas, and Miami are this unstable, just wait until you see what's next. Soon we'll expose 3 more markets where landlords are on the brink of total collapse. Places once considered safe bets, now turning into financial disasters. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell on, because what's coming next could reshape how you see the American housing market forever.
These next cities aren't just losing value, they're losing control. Once the shimmering jewel of tech wealth, San Francisco's skyline told the story of ambition, innovation, and billion-dollar dreams. But today, that same skyline hides a crisis most investors never saw coming. In the heart of downtown, high-rise apartments that once demanded $4,000 a month now sit dark, their windows reflecting a city emptied out by remote work and corporate exits. Tech companies left, renters followed, and landlords were left with silence. A walk through Market Street feels different now. Fewer commuters, more boarded-up cafes, and 4 lease signs that hang like warnings. Property owners are cutting rents by 30%, 40%, even 50%, just to fill units that once had waiting lists. And those who invested millions during the boom, they're facing property taxes that never adjusted to reality. Imagine owning a $2 million building that's now worth half of that, while the city still demands full tax. For many landlords, that math doesn't just hurt, it destroys. If you're finding this breakdown eye-opening, hit that subscribe button and help us uncover how America's housing markets are rewriting their own rules, one city at a time. Because the next one is even worse. Number 3, New York City, New York. New York City, the heart of global real estate, the city that never sleeps until landlords started losing sleep over unpaid rent and record vacancies. When the pandemic hit, rent control and eviction moratoriums gave tenants protection but left landlords to carry the weight. Some small owners watched as tenants stayed rent-free for over a year while mortgages and property taxes kept coming. But the storm didn't end with the pandemic. Today, New York's rental market is split in two. Luxury apartments are still climbing, but middle-income properties are collapsing. Landlords in Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx are squeezed between inflation, maintenance costs, and a shrinking tenant base that can't afford rising prices. Even investors from overseas, once eager to buy New York property, are backing out. Vacancy rates are at their highest in decades, and the cost of owning an apartment building now outweighs the returns. In Manhattan, entire office blocks are turning dark, and landlords, desperate to adapt, are converting offices into residential spaces. But the cost of retrofitting is astronomical. A once unstoppable city is quietly running on fumes. Behind the glass towers and city lights, you can almost feel the fatigue. Landlords who once boasted about passive income are now actively fighting for survival. Number 2, Los Angeles, California. From the beaches of Santa Monica to the skyline of downtown LA, this city has always sold the dream: sunshine, luxury, and limitless growth. But for landlords, Los Angeles has become a nightmare with palm trees. Rising homelessness, record insurance costs, and strict rent control laws have flipped the city's housing market upside down. Landlords are stuck between compassion and collapse, unable to raise rents, but forced to pay skyrocketing maintenance and repair costs. And then came the 2023 storm season. Thousands of properties damaged, claims denied, and insurance premiums tripled overnight. Many small landlords simply walked away. They locked the doors and left the keys with the bank. Entire blocks in East LA and Inglewood show the scars. Graffiti-covered for sale signs, overgrown lawns, and once proud duplexes now abandoned. Meanwhile, institutional investors are circling like vultures, waiting to buy these distressed properties at pennies on the dollar. The story of LA real estate has shifted from the land of opportunity to the battlefield of survival. And maybe that's the true tragedy. Not that landlords are losing money, but that they're losing belief. The American dream rewritten in red ink. If you've made it this far, you already know. This isn't just about real estate. It's about how entire cities change and how people try to hold on when the numbers stop making sense. But this story isn't over. Now we uncovered the number 1 city where landlords are losing everything and the shocking twist that explains why it's happening faster than anyone predicted.
We've counted down the cities collapsing under the weight of over-leveraged landlords, empty buildings, and crashing markets. But one city stands at the center of it all, a place once seen as the ultimate real estate dream, now turning into a financial nightmare. Before we reveal the number 1 city, take a second to hit the like button, subscribe to Market Watch Nation, and let us know in the comments what's happening in your city's housing market. Your stories help others see the real picture behind America's changing landscape. Austin, Texas, once the crown jewel of America's Sun Belt boom. Just a few years ago, this city was the poster child for real estate growth. Investors poured in from California and New York, betting big on Austin's tech surge, low taxes, and booming culture. But fast forward to 2025, that golden promise is fading fast. Thousands of landlords who bought at the top are now underwater, watching rents fall, property taxes rise, and new construction flood the market faster than they can keep up. From downtown luxury towers to suburban duplexes, vacancy rates are climbing. Developers built too fast, fueled by cheap loans and the belief that Austin would keep growing forever. But the tech layoffs hit, and when they did, the music stopped. In 2024 alone, more than 28% of new apartment units entered the market unsold or unrented. Landlords slashed rents, offered free months, even gave away furniture just to keep tenants. But it wasn't enough. For many, mortgage payments ballooned while income dried up. Foreclosures are quietly ticking up, and the same investors who once called Austin a gold mine are now calling it a graveyard. It's easy to talk numbers. It's harder to talk about people. The young couple who bought a duplex hoping for passive income. The retired teacher who invested her pension in a rental condo. The small-time landlord juggling 3 mortgages, now watching them all slip away. For them, this isn't just an economic chart. It's their life unraveling one payment at a time.
And as more landlords walk away, neighborhoods begin to change. Properties sit empty. Grass grows knee-high. And once bustling streets fall quiet. The sound of an overheated dream cooling down. From San Francisco to Austin. From New York to Miami. America's housing story is rewriting itself. The pandemic boom created winners. And now it's creating losers at record speed. But make no mistake, this isn't just about landlords. When property investors lose big, cities lose tax revenue, local businesses close, and communities suffer. The cycle is familiar. Prices rise faster than wages, supply overshoots demand, and before long, the system breaks. We've seen it before in 2008, but this time the danger is slower, quieter, and it's creeping into Middle America. So what happens next? Experts predict the correction will stretch deep into 2026. Some cities may recover faster, those with stable job markets and population inflows. But others, especially those that overbuilt luxury rentals, could see a decade of pain before stability returns. It's a reckoning moment for the American dream, where owning property was once the safest path to wealth, and now it's becoming the riskiest bet of all. But every crash clears the ground for something new. From the ashes of overpriced markets and failed speculation, a new housing era might emerge, one built on affordability, balance, and lessons learned the hard way. Until then, the story continues, and we'll be here to uncover it, city by city, story by story. If you found this video helpful or eye-opening, take a second to hit subscribe, give this video a like, and share it with someone following the housing market. You've been watching Market Watch Nation, where we uncover the real stories shaping America's future. See you in the next one.